If you're looking to increase your IQ in Fortnite, well, you came to the right place. This is the video that I'm going to teach you the IQ plays that I use in arena fights and just in general when I'm playing Fortnite. To be honest with you, some of these clips and some of these tips you might know when you watch this video. But a lot of times I know, at least for me, when I watch a Fortnite tips and tricks video, by watching that video, I remember it when I take it to my own fight because now I had someone ingrain it into my head. It's your man Ken with some Fortnite tips and tricks knowledge. The best way to support me is to use my creator code KenBeans in the item shop. KenBeans.store, my new merch link down below. I'm sending personalized video messages to everyone who buys it. Okay, so back to the IQ stuff. Generally speaking, the biggest IQ type tip that you can remember whenever you're playing Fortnite, especially in arena: catch someone in the air and you're gonna make them look silly. It's as simple as that. And as I was creeping up on this guy, I literally hesitated to try and go and wait for him to be in the air. This little stutter step right here is kind of what I call it. This is exactly what I did, so I can kind of give myself enough time to just let him be in the air for a split second longer, and then I pop up out of nowhere. No matter what this man's built, I was determined to get the cone above his stare. Every time you shoot someone, they're always going to look to run, which is why I always stop the fight from going the height. This is the reason why if you want some IQ, don't be this guy and stay in one box. It's very crucial whenever you get cracked or weak that you create multiple boxes when you're box fighting someone who's full HP, most likely. Kind of generic, simple, but a lot of people still do this same thing. I don't know about you guys, but recently I've been doing this phase Martas move. I mean, he hasn't invented it, but it's where you put the cone underneath someone's box. The reason why it worked here was because there was no floors below this guy's box or in front of the box. The thing is though, if you guys know about this move, chances are you've been doing it a lot in arena. The thing you guys don't or might not know is that whenever I do this move in arena, sometimes it takes me a little bit to set up. You see how I got in front of this guy's box and I was like, oh, I gotta place a cone there. So I just stood there doing nothing. Whenever you have your map out, that's when the rat is gonna come out. Regardless if they're weak or not, someone will always try and make a play on you if you just sit there looking clueless. It's kind of like a big ego that people have in Fortnite. The tip to remember is to learn how to counter this. By doing this move and failing so much, a lot of times people would charge at me. So what I got used to doing was setting up the move, but making sure I was able to place a wall in front of me. When he runs out at me, he's gonna shoot, I'm gonna deflect his shot, and then I'm gonna box him up just like this. Now let's be real, how many of you think you really knew that? Chances are there's probably a decent amount of you that already did. The thing is though, even though I'm not some sort of teacher, just explaining this move and having people remember it by watching this video will help you do it in your next fight. Just kind of like this move that's been popularized for a really long time. To move on to the next fight, it's kind of hiding behind cones just like this. Me and this guy were build fighting each other. It was an off spawn fight. We don't got the crazy amount of mats. Nonetheless, we don't have the crazy amount of heals either. What I do is crouch peek behind cones in build fights. This guy literally looks lost because not only if it's a metal cone it'll be harder to see through, but he can't exactly tell where I am. Taking a second to find a way to surprise someone in a build fight by hiding in a sneaky spot. This is what completely turned the fight around into my advantage throughout the entire thing. And then I hit him with a fadeaway buzzer beater shot and I get the kill slide into the left. That's a prime time example of you guys knowing exactly what that move is, but probably not doing it in your fights because you just haven't remembered it. The crazy part is, here's the same thing but from a different angle on a different build piece. Every time you let someone take the high ground, a lot of people on the low ground will try and side jump or just jump up and shoot you from the left or right. So once I knock this guy out, I've officially established the high ground. If you want some IQ in Fortnite, go out of your way to read people through builds. Notice how I stop what I'm doing to watch the guy's movement to predict what he's gonna do next so I can counter it. That's exactly why I didn't continue going to height, because I saw what he was doing. If you guys are looking to get better in arena, you need to start practicing and having the same mentality in your own arena fights. Then I did the same thing with the cone strat that I just did with the stair. The second he's kind of in the air, he doesn't know where I am, that's when I come up out of nowhere and shoot him. General sense and IQ in Fortnite, a lot of people may already know this, but I'm gonna mention it again. Every single time you go to box fight someone, try to roll up on the corner of a box. No matter what wall this guy edits on, I'll be able to swerve out of the way. Nonetheless, I'm going for the wall, and even after I get the wall, I still apply those same tips. When I grab the wall, I place a cone inside as I'm running deep to the left side. This guy is spraying and unloading at me, but he's literally shooting at a wooden pole because he can't see me. That's exactly what you want to do so you can get an optimal right hand peek. The best part about this is that whenever you do this type of move and you're on the corner, you can shoot and place a wall just like this. Then he plays like a leapfrog and jumps out of my box into my shotgun quick death. These are awesome but simple tips that you're going to be able to remember just by watching a few clips. Every single time you play Fortnite, for general IQ and better box fight awareness, always position yourself on the corner or edges of builds. Notice how I didn't wait for this guy to drop down and stand right in between the doorway. I ran all the way over to the left so I was able to shoot and then place a new wall, and this guy was dead instantly. I give them no time to react, and I always run to the edges of builds so I can place new walls. This off-spawn fight was scuffed beyond belief, and there was a lot of sketchy scuff things happening. Especially when there's a stair in your way like this one to my right, the average person would probably open up the whole edit. When a player's weak, they play like little rats. That's exactly why when this guy came right in front of my face, I had this wall in front of him. Notice how I did a window edit and still shot him through that tiny little space. The average person probably, if they're not that experienced, they would have opened up an entire edit to lead to a 50-50. Just remember the edit that you're doing in the moment, and sometimes if you need to, just slow down your thought process by playing slower in the game so that you can make the right edit. Regardless if you die, it's the better play in the long run. Holding this one, I know that this guy has a gold pump now, so what I did was open up the entire edit, but notice how I moved completely out of the way to abuse this little wall as a right-hand peek. Opening up the whole thing makes it so this guy can't build any pieces, and all I have to do is just hit him with right-hand peeks left and right. He got scared, he ran away, and I end up finishing the kill to get my nice gold spat. This right here is the clip that I posted to Instagram the other day. Brand new house construction at Lazy Lake. This guy will tell you all about it. Most of the time when you go to box people, it usually starts with the high wall. I choked the cone up top, but it's all good because when he lands, I get a shot, and then I try and predict where he's gonna go to next. Notice how I didn't try to commit with the same box, and I just said screw it and created an entire new box to box him up in. Looking back, it would have been better to do a 4-corner bottom left-hand edit or just a window edit instead so I can get the cone up and down. Doing this edit at the start is always the worst one to do because it breaks the wall right away. If you guys don't know Slight on YouTube, you might want to go check him out because by watching him, I was able to determine what my game was missing, and it was that pre-boxing aspect. Learning how to continue boxes and just being okay with the fact that you don't have to full piece someone in the same box every time. His link is down below. Here's a tip that I started doing a lot in Arena recently. I'm sure you guys all know, if I were to show you in creative real quick, that just phasing a stair through someone's wall. All you do is look down at the bottom left, you don't move a single thing, and you just crouch up and down while holding turbo build. Nonetheless, if I were to implement this into a real fight, a lot of people are predicting this and they just kind of expect it. What they don't expect, or what would keep the pressure up a lot, is that when you have a wall weak just like this, what you want to do is phase the stair in when the wall is one shot. This completely switches the situation and the whole vibe of what's going on in the box fight because now the pressure is really on the line. That's exactly what I did here, and I was lucky enough to catch this guy on top of the stair. So once I broke this wall and I took it, I was able to get a nice free shot. Nonetheless, real quick, this is a side note. If you guys can't track people in box fights with ARs just like this, you probably need to lower your sense. That's a quick kind of IQ tip that not a lot of people mention, but it's very, very hard to get good aim in this game if you don't have a low sense when you start. Here's my mod Bob from Twitch. He's an absolute goat. If you see him in chat, say what's good. Bob, you're a freaking goat. I was 1v1ing them in a real arena game, and the tip here that I want to mention is that you should always, you should never not be able to place a cone and be fully behind the wall. That's how I took Bob just a little bit off guard. Bob, no hate. You had a gray lever. I love you. In slow-mo though, this is the best way to box someone on your wall because they're not going to be able to do anything about it. A lot of times what people do is they wait for you to make an edit so they can just pre-fire you. Being behind the wall like this, coning up, and then finishing up the kill is the best way to go about it. This right here was crazy because me and this guy were fighting for a very long time. It all turned around when this guy was box fighting. He was looking for me, but I was hiding behind a cone again. Taking him the slightest bit off guard, the second I saw the opportunity, I instantly crouch peek up and shoot him. Like I said earlier in the video, this is something that not a lot of people are implementing into their arena fights. Hide behind cones as much as you possibly can. We exchanged some shots and I end up going from the top of his box to rush in and get the kill. To spoil you guys with some good footage, this is the final clip for the win. Do I win it or do I not? Amazing IQ Ken here. I put my ego aside and I launch pad to the front end of zone so I can look back and shoot at these people. One bogey down, got the kill, on to the last guy for a 1v1. When you're in a 1v1 situation, usually, not always, but people will try and crank on you for height. Do it in a way like this guy and you're gonna get predicted by KenBeans every single time. Once I saw him building up, I instantly placed a wall to stop him from piece controlling me. Nonetheless, after I established myself on height, I placed a cone in front of his box so that way he can't place a stair. Doing this in a calm and relaxed manner is the best way to establish the victory royale. I try to let my brain do the work instead of my hands so I can play calm, cool, and relaxed and think about what it's like in the other guy's shoes. If you think this video helped or you gained some IQ in any way, shape, or form, just leave a like, come by my Twitch channel if you want to support me. Check out the merch down below, and low-key, I think me and Jive are going to do a drunk coaching session for the next solo cash cup, but I'm not exactly sure yet. If you do want to be in one of my videos, I'm going to be creating a Google Drive link where people can send me clips and I'm going to review some of my subscribers' clips for a video. I'm not exactly sure what the title is going to be, but I'm just throwing that out there so you guys know. What you need to do is pay attention to my community posts, probably turn on notices or something. I'm not exactly sure. You're going to have a day or a day and a half fact, there's going to be rules on the community post. Everything you need to know, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, look at the community post. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Deuces. Peace.